Welcome to another part of the CoreTrustSeal 2023-25 requirements video series. I am Mari Kleemola from the Finnish Social Science Data Archive and CESSDA. In this series, we talk you through the new CoreTrustSeal requirements. You will learn about the details of each requirement and the changes compared to the previous version of the requirements. This video covers selected best practice guidance for reviewers. However, please refer to the full guidelines for the complete texts. If you have not already done so, I recommend that you watch the general introduction video to this series first. As more and more repositories apply for certification, it is important to understand if the repository is in scope or out of scope of CoreTrustSeal. For this, we recommend that you start by taking a look at these three questions. First, check the background information and requirement 0 to see if the applicant's definition of their designated community is clear. They need to demonstrate that they understand the scope, knowledge base, and methodologies of the group or groups of users at whom the curation and preservation measures are primarily targeted. Secondly, check requirements 8 and 9 about the preservation plan and deposit and appraisal. The applicants must take responsibility for active long-term digital preservation for a designated community. Thirdly, check requirement 13 to confirm that appropriate information will be available to support understanding and use of the digital objects over time. If any of these three aspects is unclear, it is possible that the applicant is not in scope or that they may have provided insufficient information for a review to take place. The application will thus need to be returned for clarification. Now, let's move to compliance levels. The applicant must indicate a compliance level for each requirement. In the new requirements, there are only two levels. The repository is either in progress or the requirement has been fully implemented. The compliance level is an indicator of the applicant's self-assessed progress, but you, as a reviewer, need to judge against response statements and supporting evidence. You may propose a lower level, and you may ask for more information before assigning a level. Please bear in mind that you should never increase self-assigned compliance levels. All requirements assessed as in progress must be supported by a statement from the applicant about the actions and timescales planned to reach implemented. It is worth noting here that certification may be granted even if some requirements are in progress. There is no formally applied maximum number of in-progress compliance levels that would stop an application from being successful. This will depend on the individual repository and the timescales and planning information provided for implementation. If the applicant has been certified before, you need to check their previous application and that they have addressed any comments. When CoreTrustSeal is renewed, we expect to see a move from in progress to implemented or clear explanations as to why this has not been possible. During a renewal process, an applicant may reduce a self-assessed compliance level from implemented to in progress, for example, if a significant upgrade is in place that has temporary impact on the service. This level of transparency is highly desirable and, with sufficient explanations, should not be a barrier to renewing certification. Please always keep your feedback clear and short but detailed, and don't hesitate to ask for more information. Finally, provide a short summary of your review. This summary will help the board in their discussions and in decision making. Sometimes you may find that instead of writing lengthy feedback, you can just refer the applicant to the extended guidance for further advice on the requirement. The guidance will also help you determine if something is absolutely needed for the requirement or if it's something that is for recertification. Please be very clear in your comments if you recommend something for the future. Finally, a question that we often get. Each application has two independent reviewers, but it is always possible to compare notes and change thoughts with the other reviewer, especially if this helps to send a more clear message to the applicant. It is completely okay for the reviewers to disagree about an application too. The board makes the final decision on certifications. Thank you for your attention. This concludes the short best practice instructions for reviewers of the new CoreTrustSeal requirements. Similar instruction videos can be found on all the requirements on the CoreTrustSeal YouTube channel. You can find the full set of new requirements on the CoreTrustSeal website. If you have any remaining questions or would like more information, please contact CoreTrustSeal using the email address shown here.